Here we go. Starting in three, two, one. Hopefully the internet holds up. Welcome.
Austin J. Dakinay, would you like to introduce this week's
Go ahead.
beautiful guest?
Your
You
turn.
got it.
No, your turn. You already
Okay, okay,
started. Go ahead.
okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is Andre Washington Jr., one of the all-time great Steinbrenner high school leaders and football players. Uh, Andre played his college ball at Alderson Broaddus, where
Yes,
he was
sir.
a conference champion.
Boom.
Boom. And
Oh,
now
of
he is
course.
back at Steinbrenner,
Check this
the
out.
coaching
Boom.
staff
Let's see.
helping our
Boom.
defensive linemen. Bro. Hold on. Boom. Like and
Yes.
Bo-
subscribe. Also,
boom.
Old Spice.
Yes,
Old
sir.
Spice. There we go. We all are champions, boys. What's going on today?
So,
Oh no, man. Living the dream. Living the dream. Can't complain.
Thank you for joining us
Can't complain
today.
one bit.
We
me,
appreciate
me and
you.
Andre spent the entire day in the sun yesterday at a track meet.
We did.
It's our last day of spring break, and we were at the track meet for like 9 hours.
It's so,
Ew. What are you coaching? What are you coaching?
so long. 25 schools.
What are you coaching, Andre?
I coach the throwers, so coaching shot put, discus, and javelin.
And I assume, Coach Greg, you're watching Gregory running.
Oh yeah, no coaching involved. I'm just looking at the
Spectating.
different runners and having fun with all of it.
Okay,
There's some
listen.
great
Listen,
speed out there. There's some great non-speed athletes out there.
Right.
It's a lot of fun.
well, listen.
We
This
had the pleasure to watch a throwers relay yesterday with the big guys.
well, this is a great place to start because the combine just came and went, and there were some spectacular athletes out there. Some of the commentary was track and field was very, very helpful, and track and field training. What is your thought on track and field being a great off-season sport for football athletes? Coach Greg?
I would. Oh, okay.
I mean, I know that my entire football team in high school, we ran track, we threw, everyone was involved. And then at the track meets, like even yesterday at the track meet, there was a kid from Hillsboro, and a kid from Jesuit going at it in the 100, and everyone lined up on the fence was like, "Oh, that's number 10. That's the receiver number 10." Like, there's still as track athletes, amazing runners who are like destroying the competition. They're still being called out by their football numbers by all the players that play the sport, you know? So it's really cool just to see that connection still going. I think it's crucial for speed development and just competition, just getting one-on-one competition against it's you and you can't hide on the track. That's a fact.
Andre, did you participate
sure.
in track and field in high school?
I did. I did. I currently hold Steinbrenner's record for the shot put, and I am second all time in the discus currently. Trying to coach someone to break it.
Did you ever do the big man relay?
Still working at that. I did do the big man relay.
And how
that
did you
was
do?
An interesting story. You know,
when it starts off with, it's not usually a good thing.
You know,
it's not usually a good thing.
It started off great, and nothing's off limits. So I started off great, and before that race, I had to take a mean poo. I'm talking mean poo. So I'm sprinting. I get down to like the last 30 meters. I felt like I was about to poop myself. I was like, I pulled up. I couldn't do it, man. It felt, it was coming out. It was coming out. I said, man, I'm not about to.
Oh, the twisty treat soft serve special.
That's what I'm saying. But what a lot of people don't realize is how much did you weigh in high school, Andre?
About 280. I want to say between 280, 285.
Now I have tried and tried to scour for some video of Andre actually doing a round off back handspring, because that is incredibly athletic for a guy that size. And currently, didn't you just recently try to do that as well? On a challenge from one of the high school kids.
I
Tell
think I
us
made
about
a
that.
video about that.
Tell us about how that went.
Yeah. So around last year, I try to do one backflip a year. Yeah, not a good idea. So football guys were telling me, "Hey, coach, you can't do a backflip. You can't do it. Watch me." So I went ahead and did it, and yeah, it looked good on camera. Afterwards, it sucked because I broke some little bones in my foot, and it freaking sucked. I had to wear a boot for like a week and a half. It was horrible, man.
And then
Fantastic.
you got trolled by me.
And then I definitely got trolled by Pusky. I got all
Legs
types of
don't
memes
work
sent
like
to
they
me.
used to
Listen,
before.
and
Right.
this is coming from the guy who used to do one sprint a year and ended up pulling his hamstring so
Oh,
badly
rip
that
that thing
he had to retire from
from
racing,
just
from his
retire
once
from.
a year sprinting against another coach, not even against kids.
No, I did kids for a long time, and then
Well,
I was like, you
but
know
the
what?
end. But
They're
then
getting too fast.
you started picking Coach Jose, and just just as a fish in a barrel kind of.
I mean, I
That's
gave him a 10-yard head start,
that's
right?
right. That's right.
I think it was actually Coach Cedric. We were
Well,
racing in the yeah.
oh
It's
yeah,
good.
Coach said no. That's true. Well, how about in the combine, for the finally the kid from Texas, blazing at 4.22, beats
Crazy.
the record that's been standing for quite some time.
Yeah.
And he then posted stuff on social media, um, of him actually playing, and the boy can play. I mean, he said, "Hey, don't let the that 40 fool you." And he's mossing guys, and he's playing. So it's another level of guys now. I think my one of the ones I was very interested in seeing at that combine was the huge Viking that was playing. He's a University of Wyoming guy. He's like 6'8" or 6'9", and he's
Shout
three
out my Uncle
bills.
Mike.
Yeah, and he ran a sub 540.
That's
That
crazy.
is an enormous human being that is coming to destroy you.
Yeah.
Um, but I wonder, like I said, and there's a guy I know very, very well. His name is Les Spellman. He's one of these super NFL combine trainers. Phenomenal, very, very academic guy, but he ran track at Rutgers, and he had guys in other drafts like Haha Nicks and Quentin Williams and them, and I mean he's broken it down to every step. Um, Amazing to see what just a small version of technique does to change the speed of guys. But the argument to it, and I heard just recently too, is how much does that actually translate to the football field? Because there's always going to be the argument, oh, the 40 doesn't translate properly. The bench press doesn't translate properly. But I'm one
But
that's like,
they show you speed and strength.
dude, if a guy bench
Speed kills,
presses,
baby.
yeah, if a guy bench presses 225 for 30 times, he's a strong guy. That's he's going to kick somebody's butt that's in front of him. And same with a guy who's running a 4.5, 4.4, 4.3 guys. Speed kills, man.
Amen.
What do you think, Andre? You played in college as well. Um, what what is the difference? What was the biggest difference from high school to playing in college? Was what was harder to adjust to, the speed or the strength?
Definitely the strength, man. Definitely the strength. Those big offensive linemen, man, all of them are around 6'3", 290 and above. just cock diesel, man. I got a story. My first time I think I've ever been legitimately pancaked. It was my red shirt freshman year, so technically my sophomore year. Went up against a school called Glenville State University, and they had a guard I was going up against. And you know me, I have a big head. I'm thinking, man, anyone I line up against, I'm dominating them. Man, I got humbled so good, man.
I think we all do. We all walk in and we think we got something going on, and then somebody smacks you real quick and sends you back down to earth. So,
yeah, man. It was a run block. I got started off double team, but it was like the quick double team. It was just like a chip, and then he goes off to the linebacker, and I'm still on the guard.
Ooh.
Man, this guy drove me back and put me on my back. I said, "Wow, welcome to college football."
Yeah. This is fun. I like this.
Welcome to college football, man. And again, like I said, so I didn't play my freshman year. I actually broke my leg my freshman year, my true freshman year. So this was my first ever, college football season for real. And that was definitely a humbling moment. And I'm pretty sure, and we play that team every single year, and that guy wasn't there next year. I guess they realized, yeah, you're too good to be here. So he ended up going like somewhere else. But this guy was a freaking beast, and that was my humbling moment of college football. With the difference, because high school you can do whatever. I felt like, and then you get to college, it's like no, there's more. There's more to it.
There's bigger people. There's bigger people up here.
Absolutely, man.
Hey, tell us what your favorite college football memory was.
My very first collegiate sack.
Oh, nice.
My very first collegiate sack.
Tell us about it.
So this is also my very first collegiate game ever. We're getting our butts handed to us, but me personally, I'm not trying to sound so, but I was having a pretty good game. First collegiate game ever. I'm having a pretty good game. I think I finished this game with like 7 tackles and a sack. I was having a really good game. Coach sends us on a full D-line slant. O-line decides to slant or to slide the opposite way. So I duck one guy starts coming at me. I duck him too. So I'm pretty much a long stick to the A-gap. And got offensive lineman completely whiffed on me. I have a full sprint to the quarterback and end up just taking him down, man. And first collegiate sack, I come up and start doing a money sign. Like it was a great feeling, man. I was like, dude, my first ever collegiate game, I get a sack. Dude, I was hyped, man.
This is easy.
No, this is easy.
This is easy. Then the next week,
no, legit. That's legit what happened. Next week, I got my ass handed to me.
Right, ready? What is your favorite high school football memory?
Definitely being the first team in Steinbrenner history to make the playoffs.
Oh.
Team 7, baby. Team 7, baby.
Team 7.
Dude, that group of guys, that was an amazing group of guys. Just that senior class, my senior class, just being on JV with those guys, and just seeing us grow as players, man. And then we finally got to our senior year, and we were just like, dude, we're doing something with this season. End up going 9-1 in a regular season, losing to Manatee High School, which that team was different. That team was different, but going 9-1 for the season, being the first team to ever make playoffs in Steinbrenner history, dude, that was probably my greatest memory and greatest time at Steinbrenner. Just knowing that I can be the guy to say we were Steinbrenner's first playoff team.
This is true. Now those guys, you talk about those guys, it sounds like you talk about them incredibly fondly. Years and years later, do you still keep in touch with those guys? And who do you still spend most time talking to, chatting on with on social media, maybe hanging out with?
Dude, everyone. Shout out my guy Justin Moffitt. He's out of the States, Coast Guard. But Patrick Lukard, Zach Dietz, Kason Bird, Ryan Bogdansky, just guys like that, man. We actually have a thing we do every single year that Zach Dietz throws every single year called Dietz-Smiths. It used to be Dietz-Giving, but now it's Dietz-Smiths, where we all get together before the holidays, before we spend time with our families. Everyone's back in town. Dietz throws a huge, get together with all the boys from school, guys that we've met over time, even after high school, just all getting together, man, enjoying each other's company. Those guys are definitely brothers for life, for sure. For sure.
Speaking of which, Andre has joined our coaching staff. This is now season 2, 3, or
3.
2.5, 3. Yeah.
But two of the other guys that he had mentioned in his senior class, Kason Bird and Ryan Bogdansky. We've already had Boggs up here in one of the original earlier episodes, and Kason was the quarterback coach for JV, and now has gotten promoted to the wide receivers coach with varsity. So now we officially have 3 of you guys that played at Steinbrenner, are alumni from Steinbrenner, now back and on our coaching staff. How does it feel to be on the other side of the ball?
Dude, it feels good. It's definitely different. Kind of seeing how your guys' perspective when we were in high school playing ball, now that I'm on the other side of it, it's like, okay, everything that you guys, talk about or go through as coaches, it's like, I get it now. I'm here I'm experiencing it with you guys. So it's definitely different. I mean, obviously all of us still want to continue to play, but being on the other side, still be able to be involved with football, especially, with the school you graduated from and the same coaches that coached you when you were in school. Dude, it's an amazing feeling. It's like we keep this is a legitimate staff that we all love and care about each other, and we all stick together.
And one of the cool things I think, and I give Coach Jordan more crap than anyone in the world about his obsession with Disney as a grown man. But I think it's really cool that every year he tries to take, if he has a player that's graduating, he tries to take them to Disney if they've never been. And I remember seeing the pictures of you with the Disney ears on, little Disney ice cream.
Yeah.
But you're in those pictures with Allie, who's like this big, and now she's a high school sophomore. How crazy is it to, be around that long, where you've seen like kids that you saw on the field back in the day are now playing on the field that you used to play on?
Dude, it baffles me. It freaking baffles me. It's like, where did time go, man? Where did freaking time go? Again, like you said, back to Allie. Shoot, Coach, when I first started Steinbrenner as a freshman, Allie was maybe 4 or 5 years old. Down here, like, and now she's a freaking teenager, man, just all grown up. I'm just like, dude, what the hell happened? Freaking little Pusky, man. You bringing him up here sometime, seeing him as a young kid, and now he's freaking playing for us. It's like, dude, like, what happened? Like, this timing isn't making sense.
He used to be in the living room choreographing dances to the Fresh Beat Band on Nickelodeon.
Oh, yeah. Hey, man, time speeds up.
It does,
when you get older, man, it speeds up. And then imagine what we feel like when we watch you leave, and then you guys come back full grown men with real jobs and real relationships and real problems.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's actually what happens, right? Because you spend your time as a coach and even as a parent, and you teach guys to be self-sufficient. You teach
Mhm.
them to be independent. You teach them how to manage time and manage their emotions. And then eventually they do that.
Right.
And then they leave you. And then eventually they come back. And if you got, if you're worth two wooden nickels as a human being or as a coach, then what happens is they come back and they have at least one of those traits that you've shared with them over time, and they keep that with them because it made an impact on them. Now, I know Coach Jordan was your position coach, and you obviously are very close to him and his family. Now that you're on the coaching side, do you
I'm just gonna
find
ask this.
yourself, or have you already said stuff to this younger group of defensive players and D linemen that Coach Jordan said to you while you were in your playing days here at Steinbrenner?
No, absolutely. Coach Jordan always preached in high school that he can't want it more than we do. And that still sticks with me now because as a player, you're the one that's out there playing. Coaches can't go out there, throw on a uniform, and be you. Our time is done. So as a coach, we can't want to win. We can't want to be great more than you. You have to want it for yourself. And that just goes along with, just taking the extra step of working hard, doing something that's going to make you better every single day. Um, Again, now that I'm older and on the coaching staff, I now wish I would have took that advice more seriously. I took it seriously in high school, but now that I'm, not playing anymore and I'm like here and I want to see these kids do great, it's like, dude, like you really have to want it. I can't want to have it I can't want to do it for you. You have to want to do it for yourself. And yeah, to this day, I still preach that to our guys. Like you gotta, if you want to do, you have to go and get it. You
One
have to go and get it.
one correction. You didn't need the ER there. It's now that you're old, not older. Now that you're old.
Yes.
And, and
No,
second,
for sure.
as a coach, do you look at any of these young guys playing and you're like, man, that kid would be a great coach one day, or he'd be fun to coach with on our staff? Is there anyone you're like you're hating that they're going to be leaving us, and you're hoping that one day you cross paths again on the field in some way? Who's that
I
guy
can
for
go.
you?
I can go back to last season. Freaking Kirby Voorhees.
Hmm.
I believe Kirby had the passion that I feel like everyone on the team should want to have for the game. Kirby cared. Kirby freaking cared. And he's shown that off the field. He shows that on the field. That kid wants to freaking win. So when he, graduated last year, it was just like, dang, this kid's leaving us, man. Like that one's hard to watch. But you also want him to excel, at the next level and everything. But Kirby was that guy for me. Just great leader, and I would love to see how he would excel on the coaching side of the ball.
Interesting. We had him on episode 2, and we had to keep our finger on the bleep button just to make
Just
sure
to be
he
safe.
he didn't say anything. No, I'm just kidding. Kirby, we love you. Just kidding. He was Yeah, he was here on spring break too. I think he was working out at Steinbrenner. He put something on his social media. But yeah, Kirby was one of those kids. And there are a lot, right? That
Yeah.
you will go through in your coaching career that you'll hate to see go. But I
Right.
can promise you this. They always come back.
Yeah, look at
The
me.
good ones. Especially, do you hear what I said? Especially the good ones. They'll
Yeah,
always come
for
back
sure.
because
Absolutely.
they understand, just like you did and just like you said earlier, those lessons that you learned, you wish you put more into practice at that time. You wish that
Yep.
you would have really bought into that.
Right.
And us as coaches, we all have that little bit inside of us that we're like, dang, I wish I would have took that advice a little more to heart. I wish I would have put a little more effort in. And what you're doing is now you're pouring that into the next generation.
Right.
That's why we have these now guys that are level up. They level up and they level up because they take the stuff that we didn't have or we didn't accomplish as players, and we push those little details that we didn't cross those T's and dot those I's, and we make sure that they do it and they get one notch better than we do. And then they come back and they, gosh, we missed that, and they come back and they get one step better than we do. And so, yeah, he'll come back. He'll be back, and he'll be back better than ever. I mean, every guy that has left our program has come back, even just to say hello, and are not only good football players, and they left good football players. They come back great men. You know, like it's amazing to see you too. Like you're now currently teaching. Yep. You've got a barbecue business.
Yeah.
Right. Let's leave football for a minute. Let's leave football for a minute. Let's go into the teaching side, because you know you and most people, especially in today's day and age, don't aspire to teach.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Tell us why teaching is a profession that you chose.
So after graduating college, pretty sure a lot of football guys can attest to this. It's not the mindset we should have, but it's just, you know, it happens. I went to college to play football and just ended up with a degree. That's fair. It sounds bad, but I can relate. You know what I'm saying? So getting out of college, I graduated with a sport management degree. That's very broad. I can do plenty of things with that. But I actually started working FedEx after I graduated college. FedEx was paying, you know, decent money, you know, nothing life-changing. I mean, neither is teaching, but Coach Perez and Coach Jordan called me one day and was like, hey man, like, what are you doing, like, job-wise? You know, what's going on? I was like, I'm just, you know, FedEx. And I was working for a moving company at the same time. It was like, well, we just opened up a position for ISS at Steinbrenner. And I was like, oh, really? He was like, yeah, just wonder if you're interested. Also, you know, you're going to be out here coaching with the
Is that Coach Perez's or Coach Jordan's voice? I'm just curious.
Yeah. I have no idea. I'm just
hey man, I'm just wondering, man. You like these groovy tunes?
Actually, hey.
But they were just like, yeah, just see if you're interested. You know, you can, you know, then, you know, since you'll be at Steinbrenner, it'll be a great opportunity, you know, to come back and coach with the staff. That's what really got me. Coming back to coach with the staff, just giving back to the kids. So I was like, yeah, I mean, sure, why not? I'll do it. So I, you know, I was the ISS teacher for a year, and then I realized, I was like, God, I love this. I like being back at Steinbrenner. I love coaching back with you guys. So I was like, yeah, I can do this. But then I realized, I was like, oh, but this pay is not good at all.
Wow.
Not even less teacher pay. This was like $15.25 an hour, like wow. $15.25 an hour.
Oh,
I was like, oh no, this isn't gonna work. But so then I was like, well, what can I do that lets me keep the same schedule that I'm doing, still be able to coach with you guys, and where I'm not gonna feel like super overwhelmed. I said, boom, I'm gonna be an elementary PE teacher.
Bang! Elementary school PE, the best job ever.
Elementary PE school teacher, man. So I'm currently at Booker T. Washington Elementary. near the Ybor area, Central Park, Tampa Park area. And dude, I love it there. I love it there. Those kids are freaking amazing, man. They get a bad rep just because of the area they're in.
Yeah.
But man, those kids are freaking amazing.
Hey, hold that
And
thought,
they
okay? Andre, hold that thought. We'll be right back, okay? I'm gonna
okay,
check us back in again. Hold on.
we're
We are
He's back
back.
to
There we
let
go.
you know.
Oh, sorry. Listen, that's what happens with the free version of Zoom. You only get
Amen.
so many minutes. Listen, if it's free, give me 3.
It's for me.
For me.
Yep, it's for me. Give me 3. All of those adages. Okay, let's continue. So we're working at Booker T. Washington as an elementary school PE teacher, and that's fantastic. We understand giving back to the kids. We understand now we can still coach. Let's talk about meat. Oh, let's talk about the meat.
All the meat.
Yeah, we have also with mom and dad, right? With mom and dad started a barbecue shop, right? Out of your house. Tell us about it and tell us how we can get some of these tasty, delicious
Eats by Dre.
Eats by Dre.
Let me just say, we had some last week, Austin. Oh my gosh, his finger licking. Not wasting on the napkin. Better not waste on the napkin.
Where was mine? I was waiting for some brisket. I guess
You gotta call, man. They sell out.
Dude, you never. I need you to pull up, Austin.
Yeah, I do. Listen, but that's why I said to you, when you guys go global, then I'm in.
For sure.
You live way down there. We can't drive down there unless you have Uber delivery service or a Puskas delivery service.
Puskas delivery service.
Tell us about when you started it. Tell us about what you do with it, because this is also in your generation too. The entrepreneurial side of the Gen Zers is something that's intriguing, because generations above me and Coach Greg, you got in one job, you stuck to that job, it was your only stream of income, and then you retired, and then boom.
It's like, why don't you try this? No, I do this. Yeah. This is what I do.
And what I'm finding in meeting other like millennials and Gen Zers, it's interesting because they're looking at their main job and then another job, a side hustle is what they call it, right? Mm-hmm. But interestingly, I read an article where it said, of the 800 or so odd millionaires that are, or 800 something other millionaires in this study, the number of passive stream of incomes that each of these millionaires in this case study had, there was an average of 7 different side hustles. So tell us what prompted you to start Eats by Dre, and how did you finagle your parents into free labor? And tell us where you're going with Eats by Dre.
So it all started in college, Aldous and Broadus University, baby. I was tired of being broke. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm there on scholarship, but at the same time, dude, I'm going to make a living. I'm tired of eating at the calf every day. You know what I'm saying? So mom and dad, bless their hearts, they used to send me money every month. Not even nothing crazy, maybe like 100, maybe $150 a month, just to, so I can go do something, you know what I'm saying? I decided, I was like, you know what's something I really like to do that I'll do at home that I was like, that I can make money off of. I said, dude, I love grilling. Nice. I love barbecue. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start selling food on the side on college campus. Mind you, my school's on top of a mountain. Only thing we have close to us is a McDonald's, a Sheetz gas station, and that's pretty much it.
Holy shit. Get it?
Right. So I'm like, I know everyone else is getting tired of this also. So I was like, you know what? And I know I make some pretty good food. So I was like, no. So I bought a $56 grill from Walmart, one of the ones you see all the time at Walmart, the blue or red ones. I invested into getting charcoal every time I cooked. I made a menu and everything. All the sombreros. I don't know who did it, but someone made like a group chat with like everyone in the school. So I would just post on my Snapchat, hey, selling dinners. I used to sell burgers, chicken, ribs, mac and cheese, baked beans, you know, all those kind of things, man. So I started doing really freaking good, dude. When you got, you know, my school wasn't huge or anything, but we got thousands of freaking people. Obviously, not everyone's going to buy from you, but you got 1,000 kids at the school, and everyone sees, hey, someone on campus is selling barbecue. I'm your man, dude. I was making a killing, man. Yeah. I would maybe spend like $100. This is when groceries were cheaper, thank God. Dude, I would spend like $100, maybe like $120 on groceries, and I would profit $500.
Wow!
Every Saturday.
Holy shit!
Holy shit! That's literally on Saturdays. I only did it on Saturdays. I'm like, I'm not going to spend my whole weekend, you know, doing. I'm going to enjoy some.
You got going out money now,
right? Exactly.
Phenomenal.
So, dude, bringing in 500, profiting $500, dude. I was like, okay, this worked. So I did that all the way up until COVID kicked us out of school. And then I came home, you know, I told you graduated, did the FedEx thing, all that. Saved up enough money when I came home from FedEx. Again, thank God to my parents. They let me stay home without any major bills. So I was able to save up, got into my teaching career, and I was like, you know what? I'm ready to buy a house. I don't want to rent. I'm ready to just buy. And I was like, oh, but with me buying, I'm going to need some other income coming in. I was like, what can I do that I enjoy?
Eats by Dre.
That's going to make me some money.
Life is a cycle, man.
Smoking food. So that's how Eats by Dre and the Tampa Bay area came along. Do the same thing. I've upgraded from burgers to brisket.
So good.
Which I heard is absolutely phenomenal, but I haven't had one yet.
So good.
You know, hey, you gotta come get some often.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Listen,
but
I'm gonna buy a whole butt. I'm gonna buy a whole butt.
Hey man, come. Hey, it'll be here for you.
Oh my gosh. Tell us more. Go ahead.
But yeah, so Eats by Dre came along. It used to be Dre's Good Eats, but I was like, that's normal. I said, what's something that people would be like, oh, that's him. So I was like, what's catchy? I started thinking, I mean, no soundbite or anything, but I was like, Beats by Dre. I said, Eats by Dre.
I totally thought I thought that was a Chat GPT thing. You know, everyone's using Chat. I was like, yo, that is very clever. That's got to be a Chat GPT thing.
Yep. Actually, someone did kind of give me the idea of someone in the group chat, but I kind of just like, okay, because they said something else, and then I was like, Eats by Dre. I said, that's what we're going to go with. So that became a thing. Did it for the first time, you know, back home and everything. So I was like, okay, this isn't doing the best. I was like, but, you know, every business you need time. Mm-hmm. So first time I did it, I broke even. I was just like, okay, I mean, it's whatever. I broke even. When you think about it, it's like, it's kind of a waste because you just spent all these hours just to break even.
Yep.
But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to stop. Kept doing it. Did it for the next week. Profited about $200. I was like, okay, I'm making a little bit of money now. Did it the following week. Profited $350. I was like, oh, all right. Yep. We're making some noise. And then my parents was like, "Hey, Andre," like started giving their idea. Like, I feel like you should add some of this. My mom makes a mean peach cobbler.
Mm,
Mean peach cobbler, amazing. My
I'm
dad
hungry.
makes some. My dad makes some great collard greens. It was like, hey, let's add collard greens and peach cobbler to your menu. I was like, hey, let's do it.
As long as
They're
you do
like,
it for
You
free.
know, you know, it's
Hey,
funny.
I
So
was like,
last
let's
week,
do it.
Austin, we
yeah.
got the whole family barbecue last week, and Everett is the only one who ordered collard greens, and he's just so funny because he's walking around the table. You didn't get collard greens. You didn't get. You messed up. You messed up. These are so good. I'm not sharing. I'm like, nobody asked you to share.
Yeah.
How are you talking to us?
I
Love
love
Ev, man.
my boy Ev. My boy Ev. Like, that's, you know
You
what?
messed up. You messed up.
Phenomenally, right? Just as you're saying, and this is something alternative to your generation, Dre, is you said something interesting. You said, I broke even, and then it felt like it was kind of a waste. But
Mm-hmm.
then I kept going
Mm-hmm.
because that is a one of the primary messages as a coach that you're always trying to deliver to your kids that you clearly have gotten, right? That success is not a one-off thing.
Right.
It's a process. You have to suffer for a while before you can succeed. Like
Right.
winning just doesn't, there's no participation medals in life. There's no, you know what I mean? Like not everyone is a winner.
You're
But
gonna get knocked down.
but if you learn to commit yourself to the process, yo, I break even this week, I lose this week. I win this
Mm-hmm.
week, I commit, you know what I mean? But I'm
Yep.
committed to run the race, not knowing where the destination is. I just
Right.
keep going. And that is why you as a student athlete, now as a teacher, um, and now as an entrepreneur are successful, and you'll continue your success because you're not worried about the prize. You're
Right.
worried about the process. And that's amazing because someone shared that with you at some point in time.
Right.
And that kind of resilience and that kind of grit, you will be where you need to be when you're supposed to be there. That's
Amen.
the issue. The issue. People
Steinbrenner
think,
football rule.
yeah.
Amen.
People are like, man, I want to be a millionaire by the time I'm blah. I want to own a Tesla by the time I'm bang. But
What are
guess
you
what?
doing to get there?
Well, and what happens when you get there, brother?
Mm-hmm.
There's
Hey,
nothing else.
I did it.
You're
And Durant said this last week. He's like, you win the national championship, and you wake up the next morning, and you're like, well, that was fun. What do I do now?
there you
Right.
go. So that's the answer is, you know what? If we could impart knowledge on you and you can impart it on the next generation of the high school kids and the elementary school kids, bro, just keep moving forward. Keep your
Keep
head
going.
down. Keep moving forward. Listen, you will be there when you get there. That's the answer. But if you don't
Absolutely.
move your feet, you will get nowhere.
All right.
Bro,
All right.
and that's why Eats by Dre. I'm pulling for you. I can't wait till I get my whole brisket butt and the peach cobbler now. And apparently, according to Everett, like I need some collard greens too.
Amen, baby.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, we are incredibly proud of you. We thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Because we love to bring our alumni back on and see what they're doing, but also to revisit likewise where you came from and what you're doing now and the bright future that you got ahead of you, not only with Eats by Dre, not only as a elementary school teacher, but as a coach with us on our coaching staff at Steinbrenner High School. So we appreciate you.
I got two shout outs.
Shout out.
One is Will Miller. Happy 18th birthday.
Happy 18th birthday, Will.
Birthday,
Like and
Will.
follow.
Love you, boy.
And you ready to feel old?
Yeah.
Happy 30th birthday to Deuce Forward. Big old Tommy Forward.
What?
30 years old yesterday.
Stop it.
Yes.
30 years old. Do you remember Tommy Ford? No, it was.
He was right
No,
before.
no. You don't remember.
Yeah.
Andre, you won't
I
remember.
feel like I've heard the name though, but now I think he was right before me. Yeah.
We started this episode off with a poop story. He's got one that will trump you, and we're not going to talk about it.
Trump you.
We'll talk about it out there. It
Yeah.
is phenomenal.
Listen, we appreciate you. I got to roll. I got to work out. Guys, enjoy your weekend. Love you guys very much. We will see you guys on the next one. Peace.